Right, folks, welcome back to another episode of the Newsish Wisdom Wednesday broadcast with myself, Temba. And today I'm in the studio with Mr. Mutaveri. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, Temba.
Lovely,
Thank
lovely.
you.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about IT and the IT faculty here. So I've got a couple of questions for you if you're ready.
Yeah, ready?
Cool. So first question of the day is, what makes CTU's IT faculty unique and what programs are available?
I would say IT faculty at CTU is very unique in the sense that we have got a different way in which we design our curriculum. We have got a very a comprehensive approach to which we make sure that our curriculum is aligned to the needs of the industry, is also aligned to the needs of the fourth industrial revolution. We do quite a lot of research to make sure that we have the right content. And then speaking also about the programs that are available, there are quite a lot. I mean, we also have the diploma in IT design, IT network design and administration, and we also have some FET programs, systems development, system support. We also have got Cisco. And within those particular programs, we've got different specializations, some of which are your cybersecurity, artificial intelligence and machine learning, data analysis, database development, just to mention but a few. But yeah, I mean, there are quite a lot. You also have got cloud administration, cloud engineering. You also have got IT technical support, and obviously Cisco itself.
So it's an amazing number of programs right there from the get-go. So you mentioned very quickly the 4IR and the relationship between the two. But how does the IT faculty design their programs to stay aligned with the fourth industrial revolution's needs?
Yeah, Temba, like what I said before, I mean, we have put emphasis of late in research, making sure that we have the right content at the right time. I'm sure there's nothing that beats digging information to get the right information. So we really make sure that we do a lot of research, and at the same time, again, we also make sure that whatever we do, we take it back to the industry and say, look at what we are doing. Are we really doing the right thing? Do we need to improve on what we are currently doing? So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that we really make sure that we engage ourselves in different organizations. We engage ourselves even in international organizations, and one of which, like the one that is upcoming currently, is the PAC, where we are going to have a broad-based consultative meeting where we check exactly are we doing something that is right and in line with the current fourth industrial revolution. Yeah. And
I think my next question you've pretty much answered, and that's the relationship between the IT faculty and the stakeholders within the industry, and when it comes to designing your program. So you go to these meetings like the PAC and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Of course, we go to these meetings. I just want to emphasize more, especially on the PAC. And the PAC, it represents the Program Advisory Committee. That committee, what it does, first of all, it constitutes of industrial experts. Okay. We talk about senior developers, IT managers, CEOs, and just for interest sake, if I can mention the upcoming PAC, we do have delegates as far as Israel.
Sure.
We do have delegates as far as the US, because we believe that in as much as we are doing this for the South African market, we cannot have to think that whatever we produce in terms of the graduates, they are all going to be working here in South Africa. We also think abroad. So we also want to understand what is happening outside there. So we do a lot of consultation. In South Africa, we have got even our clients. We speak to our clients. We ask them, what is it that we are doing that is right? What is it that we are doing that is not right? And we consult with the industry. It is always a good practice on our part that before we dish out anything outside there, the industry really do understand what we are actually developing.
And that's exactly keeping your finger on the pulse and moving with the times. Talking about moving with the times, how does the IT faculty apply the development of practical skills in the courses?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question, Temba. I'm sure The issue of practicals has been at the center of our curriculum. In as much as we use the blended approach method of learning, we also do include in our curriculum group activities. We also have got some general practicals. We also have got labs developed by Microsoft where we actually give our students a work-based scenario. I'll also give an example to say sometimes it's not good enough to have an understanding of whether 10 plus 10 is 20. But it is very important for you to understand, if now I remove the other 10 and then I put a 5, what is the answer? You don't have to memorize to say it's 20, but you have to make sure that you understand how to add the 10 and 5. How do we do that? In our curriculum, as we develop our curriculum, we will make sure that we give even our students work-based scenarios. They solve those scenarios. In some cases, they even do projects that are similar to what exactly they're going to see in the industry. Once more, another thing is that even with our international certification, most of them, for you to be able to pass, you need to be able to do some of the labs, and labs they refer to as practicals. So whatever they do there is exactly what they're going to see in the industry.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So moving on to sort of the employability of graduates, how do the international certifications help your graduates find employment, across the world and just generally be employable?
I would love to start by just mentioning the fact that if you look at two of the most competing IT giants, which is your Microsoft and AWS, they have realized, even on their own, they have also realized that it is very important to train a person on his job.
Yes.
Such that whenever he's done, he's specialized in that particular job. That was the need also for the introduction of the Microsoft's role-based certification, which now in CTU we have already embraced that. Now, having said that, our international certifications, if you look at our international certifications that we do pick, for each and every program, there is a different outcome. Say, for example, if you want to enroll for a program of data analysis, at the end of the international exams that you're going to write, there is a specific outcome. So when you study, you know that if I write this international exam, I'm going to be a certified Microsoft data scientist.
Yes.
Therefore, at the end of the day now, when you get into the industry, you know exactly what you are. You are not just a nobody or just a graduate. But what are you? You know that I'm a data scientist. What are you? You know that I'm an AI engineer. You know that I'm a database administrator. I'm a cloud engineer. Because our international exams that we pick, based on the content again, of course, we'll make sure that there is a distinct or a unique outcome to that particular international exam. And when you go into the industry, you are able to be employed.
No, cool. And I think the next question is something that we did touch on a little bit in the first question. But what are some jobs that a graduate could apply for, just off the top of your head?
I would love to mention, I mean, the biggest ones. Yeah, of course, the ones
the
that
juicy
are,
ones.
Yeah, the juicy ones, the ones that are on demand. Yeah, you realize even in the, I mean, a few questions that you asked me with regards to what programs do we really offer. You heard me mentioning about artificial intelligence. You heard me mentioning about data analysis, database development. So you will find that for each and every of those particular programs, usually there are different job roles that are linked to those programs. So I'm going to give, say for example, you start your IT diploma. At the end of the day, you are aiming to be a network engineer. You can be an IT manager. You can also be a database administrator or even a network administrator. You go and start data analysis, you'll be a data scientist. You go and start AI and machine learning, you'll be an AI engineer. You go and start your database development, you're going to be a database developer or a database administrator. You go and study cyber security, you're going to be a cyber security analyst. You go and study IT cloud solutions engineer, you're going to be a cloud engineer. You go and study cloud solutions administrator. You're going to be a cloud administrator. So you listen to these words. You go out there in the industry. Then you see those particular job roles are linked to 4IR. That's why we do that. We make sure that whatever we produce are relevant there in the industry.
Yeah. I think those are some of the most exciting job titles I've ever heard. Even just a cloud engineer. Imagine your name and cloud engineer put underneath it. That would be amazing. So our last question for the day is, how does the faculty ensure that the academic facilitators and staff are quality or suitably qualified?
What I can say on that one, Temba, is that we do have got different programs, and one of the programs that we do is we try to make sure that we teach our facilitators or our lecturers to upskill themselves on a regular basis. And one of the upskilling plans that we always encourage them, actually, we sometimes even try to make it mandatory that you cannot get into class and teach the students content that is aligned to a certain international examination when you have not sat down for that exam. Not just sit down, but pass. So you have to make sure that you pass the exam, you understand the content, and now when you go out there now, you can teach the students what you have already learned. So that's one of the key things that we always make sure that, because I think over 50%, if not 60% of our modules or our content in IT faculty is aligned to international exams. So on that part, we make sure that our lecturers, our facilitators are well prepared in that. And also, one of the things that we also do is we have got in our academic calendar, we have got different days which we designate for training.
Yes.
In terms of the content. When the HOPs, the head of programs, go out there, do research, and they realize that there's new content that is coming through. They do plan. They coordinate the whole thing. They plan with the facilitators to say, on this day, on such a day, we are going to have a training session the whole day or 2 days, and that has to be done. And it's one of the KPIs for the HOPs. Of course, we have to make sure that it is delivered. Yes. So that's one way to enforce that, to make sure that the facilitators and lecturers are upskilled. And another thing also of great mention is that in our platforms that we use when we get the content, we do have some sessions, like live sessions, that we are offered just for free to say, go and study.
Yeah.
So we also encourage our facilitators to register for those webinars, to register for those workshops, so that they can become relevant. They can also study new things on the blog. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of programs.
No, well, I think we've learned a lot today, and the keynotes to take away from this is that CTU is they've got their finger on the pulse, constantly making sure that they're up to date with content. Your facilitators are constantly making sure they, like you say, upskilled and ready. And most importantly, you're not just coming here to learn and then going to graduate and sit on your couch. Here at CTU, you're going to learn, you're going to graduate, and you're going to be future ready and employable. And that's the most important thing at the end of the day. So, Mutaveri, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Cool.
Okay.
So the rest of you, if you want to find out a little bit more about the IT faculty, go onto the CTU website and make sure you are future ready, make sure you're employable, because the future is coming.